Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and we have dug a lot of potatoes, probably a good 80 or 90 pounds of potatoes. I have preserved some of them and put them in my root cellar. I'm going to can some. I'm going to freeze dry some. I'm going to make some, not O'Brien potatoes because I got those on sale. But I'm going to make roasted red potatoes for the freezer so you can use that for a quick meal. But there's several things I'm going to do with these potatoes. But today is canning. I'm going to show you how easy it is to can them. So let's get busy. Okay, friends, you will see I've got my potatoes all cut up. I peeled them. These are my red potatoes that I harvested. But it does recommend that you peel them. I've got them all peeled, all cut up in chunks, and they're in the water. And I'm going to boil them. Once this reaches a boiling, I'm going to boil them for 2 minutes. And if you're going to do whole potatoes, you're going to want to boil them for 10 minutes. But because these are cut up, it's only 2. So when these get ready, when I get them blanched, I'll get them back in the cold water. I'm going to need to rinse them. And I will get them back in some nice hot water. And I'll show you how we can these up. Okay, friends. I am ready to put my potatoes in a jar. They boiled for 2 minutes. I rinsed them and I put clean water in them. Okay, I got 2 quarts here. We're just going to show you 2 quarts and then I'll get the rest of them done. I'm going to put a teaspoon of my canning salt in each one. It's not necessary. It is only for, flavor. You don't have to add salt. Okay. So now I'm going to slide this over. Now my potatoes aren't hot, so my jars aren't hot. Because I did blanch them so they've been in cold water too. So we're just going to fill this jar. And I'm going to fill this jar to about 1-inch headspace. Okay? Not going to pack them in there real tight. You can give your jar a little tap there. Okay. That's all I'm going to put in that one. Might be able to put one more down in the edge of that. There we go. Okay. Now I'll add to this one. And even though my potatoes are the red potatoes, I know a lot of people can them with the skins on, but I like to can mine peeled. And I'll tell you why. That the skin is exposed to so much under the ground. Worms and dirt and potato scab, which isn't going to hurt you. Potato scab isn't going to hurt you, but it's just not very attractive. And then if you don't peel your potatoes, the processing will, the skin will start coming off them. And then it just doesn't look very pretty at all. So I like mine peeled. And I think that's what they recommend anyway, that you peel your potatoes. All right, so we got that. We got 2 beautiful jars here. Okay, we got the salt in there, potatoes in there, and now we are going to fill them with hot water. Not your potato water though, because remember, your potato water contains starch, and you don't want any more in there. You want nice clear jars. Okay, now we're going to debubble these. So just get your knife in there, or mine is my little silicone tool. I got a new one, so you just get it in there and get the bubbles out of there. You don't want air bubbles in there because it harbors bacteria. It can create a false seal, and then your seal can bust on you later, and you know that's frustrating. Oh, you don't want all your hard work to go down the drain. So go ahead. Now we're going to top these off a little bit. They both can use just a little bit more because I want 1 inch of head space, and that's right there at the neck. Okay? So now I've got a wet paper towel. I don't have vinegar on it. Don't need vinegar on it. I'm not doing anything greasy. So we're just going to wipe these rims off. We're going to put our lids and rings on, and put your rings on finger tight. Okay? Maybe. Okay. Those, friends, are ready for the canner. So let me get all the rest of my potatoes in the jars and get them ready for the canner, and I'll meet you back at my canner. Okay, friends, I've got them all in there. I've got another 3 to run, so I might be doing a few more so I can make a full canner because I got enough potatoes. Anyway, I just put a little vinegar in this. That helps keep your jars from clouding, and it literally cleans them very nice. They just sparkle when they come out of there. Okay, we're going to put the lid on this. And I've got the burner on high. Now, what I'm going to watch for is when this vent starts to spew a steady stream of steam. That's a tongue twister. Anyway, then I'm going to let it spew that steam for 10 minutes. That gets all the air out of your canner so that it ensures your canner will reach the proper temperature. So after that's done, then I'm going to put the jiggler on, and once the jiggler starts to jiggle, I'm going to time these for 40 minutes because they're quarts. And I'll see you back when they're done. Okay, friends, we've got these coming out. Now, I took the lid off. Well, when it was all done, I just leave all the pressure come out of it just naturally, cool down on its own. And then I take the lid off after all the pressure is released, and then I just leave them sitting there for 5 minutes just so that they don't siphon on you and the change of the atmospheric pressure, so to speak. Aren't these gorgeous? They turned out beautiful. Just take a look at those. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to have to move these over a little bit. And that's what's so nice about, I know it's a lot of work. It does take a lot of work to peel them, even though these were red potatoes, and a lot of people will can them with the skins on and, you know, not parboil them or anything. And even though that red potatoes are a little lower in starch than the russets or, you know, your others, it's still a good thing to peel them and parboil them. And that's what takes the longest to can potatoes, is peeling and parboiling. But look, you get rid of that parboiling, helps to get rid of that starch. So you have literally, look at that, a beautiful, beautiful jar of potatoes. And it's going to be a nice clear jar. It's not going to get all starchy. Now I might gather a little bit of starch on the bottom of your jars. That's normal. But for the most part, these are going to be gorgeous. And that is the proper way to can them, is to peel them and parboil them. So, if you want this recipe, all you got to do, I did this according to the USDA. I went on the National Center for Home Preserving. That's where you get it. I will put a link in the description to this recipe for doing potatoes, for canning potatoes. So there you have it, friends. I hope that you give this a try. You can as well. Let me tell you before I'm done, you don't have to do this with just homegrown potatoes. You can buy a big bag of potatoes. You can buy them in bulk. Store-bought potatoes. Same thing, just peel them and parboil them, and you can can those too. Because a lot of times you can get potatoes on sale, a big 50-pound bag. Well, they would just start sprouting after a while, even though they're treated. But you can peel them and parboil them and can them, and they will give you some beautiful jars of potatoes. So there you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.